Daisy Johnston.
Have fun.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this special little mini episode of The Citizen. I am Kira Johannes.
And I'm Daisy Johnston.
So the debate was last night, and we're going to talk about it. We have some clips that we're going to chat about. And this first one is when Trump says, "I am talking." So let's dive in.
Defund the police. She's been against that forever. She gave all that stuff up very wrongly, very horribly, and everybody's laughing at it, okay? They're all laughing at it. She gave up at least 12 and probably 14 or 15 different policies. Like, she was big on defund the police. In Minnesota, she went out, wait a minute, I'm talking now, if you don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar? She went out.
Gosh, to me, it's like the sounds familiar that just gets me.
Yeah, no, that's every time I watch that clip, I'm still like shocked. I'm just like,
Yeah.
he really took one of her like powerful moments behind her campaign and really tried to use it to his own advantage.
Yeah, and he really ran with it.
Yeah, do you think he was successful in trying to use that to his own advantage?
Okay, well, to address this, I think I need to refer back to the episode we did with Jermaine. And, if our audience members haven't watched that yet, then that's a great episode to check out before this one. There's a lot of great points there. And we actually talked about the first clip that Trump is referencing, which is, of course, Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. And since that moment, that has become, a champion phrase. It's on shirts. It's been repeated time and time again. And kind of what we talked about in the last episode is how this is Kamala representing people who are sick of being interrupted. Demographics like Black women who are just, going against what's represented by figures like, Donald Trump. And so what would be the success in him replicating it? We're not sure, but it's definitely an interesting take at using something and reversing it onto her. And I really wonder if this is going to stick with his fan base.
Something that I kind of noticed from watching that clip a couple of times is it looks like that's something that he's like ready to say. Like he came into the debate being like, if I get interrupted, I'm going to make sure that I say this and kind of needle that point in our campaign. Is that kind of something that you like also kind of feel watching that clip?
Well, I think there's always this feeling, not just in, amongst our presidential candidates, but have you ever been in a fight with somebody and you're just like, oh, I can't wait until I can turn the tables on you. And that's what I think it was there. And like we talked about with Jermaine, so many of these things are not orchestrated, but pre-outlined, they have an idea of what they're going to do, and I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I completely agree. Do you want to move on to this next clip?
Yes, please.
Let's do this. So this clip is when Kamala is essentially saying that Trump was fired by 81 million people, everyone in the U.S.
Donald Trump was fired by 81 million people. So let's be clear about that. And clearly he is having a very difficult time processing that. But we cannot afford to have a president of the United States who attempts, as he did in the past, to upend the will of the voters in a free and fair election. Donald Trump.
So, what are your initial impressions of seeing that clip?
Okay, so I was at a watch party with some Flagstaff locals, and I'll tell you that this moment got a lot of cheers. And, it really is. Well, first off, it's funny because this is Trump's phrase, right? Is you're fired. You're fired. And so, that definitely was tricky. That was well-intentioned. And I think it resonated with a lot of people. Maybe you're not thinking about it, but essentially that's what is happening. It's a firing. And I think it also speaks to the interesting context behind Trump's campaign, which is that he won the presidency and then he lost it. He was fired where he's running, he's applying for a job he's already had and got fired from. So, yeah, I definitely think that's a really interesting pointer.
I mean, there were a lot of great moments for both candidates in this debate, and we don't really have enough time to discuss them all. So I think
In the short episode.
exactly, yeah. This is just kind of more of like a little quick dive into 2 moments here. So we're gonna look at this next clip. It's actually 3 clips in one. That is, it's edited by a show called The Daily Show, which is a comedy show. So keep that in mind that this is just, it's a comedy piece. It's not our particular stance on anything.
Well, I'll just say that it better make me laugh.
Okay. Pressure there.
And remember this, she is Biden.
With what is known to be a dictator who would eat you for lunch. Tim Walz and I are both gun owners.
So, I mean, a lot of, especially after like all kinds of debates or really big political moments, there always seem to be these kind of like, these like spoof videos, kind of like making fun of, like making light of kind of a intense like topic of discussion. So just, I mean, like, what are your kind of thoughts on like these moments that kind of mock both candidates?
I think I'll refer back to that interview with Jermaine again. Like, he says that the laughter is in part response to, I'm not going to call it a trauma, but, you know, this collective fear that a lot of, you know, the American constituents feel is that they're concerned. If you ask a lot of people their thoughts on the election, it's fear, it's worry. And, you know, people were laughing at the presidential debate in 2016. People were concerned after the presidential debate that would just happen with Biden and Trump. And now we're back to laughter again. And okay, maybe there's some joy in laughter. And could that be a good emotional release for some people? Definitely. Yeah. But I think that, you know, it is this, there's this slightly sad undertone to it, is that people aren't necessarily learning about the policies they're curious about in these debates. And that's why these viral moments are really what we retain. And that's a lot of what these debates have been about, is these viral moments. And it's great to see what these comedians have done with it, because, you know, surely there's just a lot of ridiculousness, and it's good to see people call it out.
My final question here is, did it make you laugh?
Kira?
No.
So hard. Thank you for sharing that with me.
You're welcome. I searched long and hard for that video, kind of a little comedic relief.
I'm so happy that you shared that with me.
You're welcome. And I'm saying you're welcome to all the viewers, too, who watched that and maybe gave a little chuckle. So thank you guys for watching this little mini episode where we talk about the debate. We do have our regularly scheduled episode with Dr. Jermaine Martinez, in which Daisy sits down and talks to him about all things public speaking. So make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.